Roronoa Zoro is not just a swordsman. He is the embodiment of discipline, determination, and sacrifice. From the moment he first appeared in One Piece, Zoro's character immediately stood out as different from most supporting characters in classic shonen stories. He is not just a fighter, he is someone who has dedicated his entire life to a single, absolute goal: to become the world's strongest swordsman. This ambition is not just an empty dream. Unlike many characters who have grand goals but are still in the process of understanding their meaning, Zoro decided on his path in life from a young age. The death of Kuina, his friend and rival, was the turning point that transformed his ambition into an unbreakable vow. He doesn't just want to be the strongest for himself. He also wants to fulfill the promise he made to Kuina. This shows that Zoro's motivation is not purely egotistical. There is an element of honor and legacy that he seeks to uphold. However, becoming the strongest swordsman is not just about mastering techniques or increasing physical strength. It is a mental, spiritual, and philosophical journey. From the beginning, Zoro understood that true strength is born from extreme suffering and discipline. He never avoids hardship. On the contrary, he seeks out challenges as a way to test himself. Since joining the Straw Hat crew, Zoro has grown not just as a fighter, but also as the second in command after Luffy. His role within the crew is clear. He is the pillar of stability that balances Luffy's idealism with the brutal reality of the pirate world. If Luffy is the heart of the crew, then Zoro is its sword, sharp, unwavering, and always ready to protect. Yet behind his toughness lies a strict code of ethics. He refuses to sacrifice his pride for victory, believing that a true swordsman must fight with honor and unshakable conviction. Zoro's journey to true strength has never been easy. Every battle he faces is a reflection of his relentless mentality. When he confronted Mihawk at Baratie, Zoro wasn't just defeated, he was completely crushed. However, instead of giving up, he swore never to lose again. This is the moment when we see Zoro's true character, someone who will keep moving forward, even if it means walking through hell over and over again. In every pirate crew, there is a leader who stands at the front, and there is also someone who acts as a guardian in the shadows. Zoro belongs to the latter category. While Luffy is a charismatic captain with incredible strength, there are times when even he needs someone to ensure that everyone stays on the right path. Zoro fulfills this role in a unique way. He is not the type to give long speeches or motivate people with comforting words. Instead, he demonstrates his loyalty through actions and sacrifice. One of the most iconic moments showcasing Zoro's deep commitment to his captain happened in Thriller Bark. When Kuma gave him a choice, either hand over Luffy or take on all of Luffy's pain from the battle against Moria, Zoro chose the latter without hesitation. And when Sanji tried to take his place, Zoro refused. This scene is not just about bravery or physical endurance. It is a testament to total loyalty and dedication. Zoro understands that without Luffy, there would be no Straw Hat crew. Therefore, if there is a price to be paid to protect his captain's dream, he will pay it with his own body and soul. Here, we see another side of Zoro. He is not just chasing his own ambition, but he is also willing to endure suffering for something greater than himself. However, taking on the role of a Shadow Knight comes with consequences. Unlike Luffy, who openly expresses his emotions, Zoro keeps many things to himself. He rarely shows weakness, never complains, and always acts as if he can bear everything alone. But does Zoro truly never feel tired? Never feel doubt? The answer is, of course, he does. But to Zoro, a true swordsman must never let their weaknesses be seen. If his captain is the sun that shines upon the crew, then Zoro is the stone that silently holds them all together. From the very beginning, strength has been a sacred concept for Zoro. However, unlike many other shonen characters who see strength as a tool for survival or a means to protect their loved ones, Zoro views strength as his very way of life. For him, strength is not just something to be attained. It is his identity as a swordsman. Every sword he wields, every scar he bears, is part of his journey to the top. However, Zoro's philosophy of strength isn't just about becoming stronger than others. In One Piece, there are many great swordsmen, but not all of them possess the soul of a true warrior. Mihawk, for instance, is the world's strongest swordsman, yet his approach is vastly different from Zoro's. Mihawk wields his sword with elegance and precision, using techniques that are nearly flawless. In contrast, Zoro is more wild, relentless, and driven by sheer perseverance. This difference reflects their respective philosophies. If Mihawk sees strength as a peak he has already reached, merely waiting for a worthy challenger, Zoro sees strength as a mountain that must be climbed continuously, without end. And this is what makes Zoro so compelling. He's never satisfied with where he is. No matter how strong he becomes, he always believes there is a higher peak. Even when he acquires a new sword or masters a new technique, Zoro doesn't see it as the end of his journey, but rather as the next step toward his goal. This is evident in the extreme training he undergoes during the time skip. While the other crew members train to enhance their abilities, Zoro chooses the most brutal and sacrificial path, asking Mihawk, the very enemy who once defeated him, to train him. This isn't just about learning new techniques, it's about testing himself against the strongest opponent he has ever faced. Zoro's character is not defined solely by how well he fights, but by how much he is willing to suffer to become better. Every wound he receives is not just a battle scar, but a symbol of his unwavering determination. However, one fascinating aspect of Zoro's philosophy of strength is that he rejects power that is not earned through hard work. This is evident when he refuses to let Enma control him in Wano, choosing instead to conquer the sword on his own terms. He does not want to be strong just because he wields a great sword. He wants to be strong because he himself is a great swordsman. Zoro teaches that true strength is not just about who has the best weapon or who wins the most fights. True strength is about mentality, discipline, and the will to keep moving forward, even when both body and spirit are pushed to their absolute limits. Swords are not just tools for Zoro. Each blade he wields carries deep symbolic meaning and represents different phases of his journey as a swordsman. From the very beginning, Zoro has used the Santoryu, three-sword style, a technique that reflects his personality, brutal, aggressive, and unconventional. However, beyond the technique itself, the significance of his three swords is what truly defines him. Wado Ichimonji. This sword is more than just a weapon, it is a connection between Zoro and Kuina. It is a legacy from his dear friend and rival, serving as a reminder of the promise he made to her. Every time Zoro wields this blade, he is not just fighting for himself, but also carrying Kuina's spirit in every strike. Sandai Kitetsu. This cursed blade represents the wild and dangerous side of Zoro's journey. Kitetsu is said to bring misfortune to its wielder, yet Zoro accepts it without hesitation, proving that he does not fear fate. Instead, he believes that fate is something to be conquered, not avoided. Enma. Once wielded by Kazuki Oden, this sword symbolizes Zoro's peak as a swordsman. Unlike his other swords, Enma cannot simply be controlled. It forcibly draws out its wielder's haki, pushing them to master higher and deeper techniques. These three swords are not just weapons, they are reflections of Zoro's evolution. Wado Ichimonji represents the foundation of his ambition. Sandai Kitetsu is the challenge he must overcome. And Enma is proof that he has reached a new level in his journey. But beyond mere weaponry, swords for Zoro are an extension of his soul. In One Piece, many swordsmen exist, but only a few truly understand what it means to become one with their blade. Zoro is not just a man who wields swords. He is a swordsman who has made his swords a part of himself. This is most evident in his battle against King in Wano. For the first time, Zoro fully masters Enma and unleashes Advanced Conqueror's haki. marking a moment where he reaches an entirely new level as a warrior. Yet, despite his increasing strength, Zoro remains unchanged. He is still the man who will not stop until he reaches the very top, no matter how many obstacles stand in his way. In the end, Zoro's journey is not just about becoming the strongest swordsman. It is about upholding honor, pride, and his principles as a warrior. He is not just a powerful character. He is a symbol of unwavering dedication and discipline. From the beginning until now, Roronoa Zoro has remained one of the most compelling characters in anime and manga. He is not only strong, but also embodies a profound mentality and philosophy of life. His journey is one of perseverance through suffering, unwavering loyalty, and an unstoppable ambition. In a world filled with flamboyant and dramatic characters, Zoro remains one of the most authentic and inspiring. A swordsman who speaks little but lets his blade do the talking. With all the achievements and battles he has fought so far, one thing remains certain: Zoro is far from finished. His journey is still long, and one day he will truly reach the peak as the world's strongest swordsman. Thank you.